Good morning. Okay, so we are back doing videos. It has been quite some time since I've done a video, but I have been inspired by TikTok and YouTube videos to paint my dining room chairs. So my dining room chairs have been destroyed by kids, okay? So they are overly stained, and I've used what do you call them? I've used furniture covers, chair covers for them for pretty much over a year. And the chair cover, yes, they look decent, but they also still stain because the kids still spill stuff on them, all the things. So I am at the point that I honestly want a new set of dining room chairs to go with our table. But before we do that, because everything is expensive these days, I would like to try and salvage them myself. So this chair is actually broken and we don't sit in it. So I'm going to use this one as my tester. Okay, so let's give it a look. Okay, let's back up. Okay, so don't mind my garage. So this is the chair. You see it is super stained. This one really is not as bad as the others because we don't sit in this chair often. It really just sits in the corner. So this is the chair. So what we're doing is, hold on, let me, okay. So the YouTube videos told me to get a can of paint. So I decided to get this Valspar interior flat paint and primer in the color Night. So it's like a navy blue. You can kind of see from the outside. Parts, fabric softener, and paint, and you mix it together. The consistency, so I mixed it. The consistency is, I guess it's kind of thick and kind of fluffy, but not overly fluffy. So I lost my paint stirrer. I actually didn't lose it. My kids took it. So now I have to use one of their pencils. But yeah, so you mix it up, and then we're going to start on the back. So I taped the legs. There we go. I taped the legs, and you have to spray it down because everyone says the paint adheres better to a more damp surface. So this is just a regular old Home Depot Zep spray bottle. There's nothing in it but water. Some people use water and fabric softener, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use water. I did see a good amount of people just use water. So we're going to paint this chair, starting with the back. Everyone says it gets worse before it gets better. You're going to have to do at least 3 coats. The issue with this chair is there's all these grommets or whatever you call them. I am not taking these off. I would rather paint it, and then if I have some imperfections, I'm just going to get some acetone nail polish remover that I think I have and just clean it up, or maybe some paint there. I think we have that as well. And just clean it up because these are everywhere and I'm not taking them off. If I take them off, the chair is going to come apart. So let me set y'all up so you can see me paint. Okay. So we are here. And it's like, ain't nothing but to do it, right? So we're just going to go in. And let me take this pencil out. So everything that I saw, people were saying that you just go ahead and you paint it. And the reason why I picked this blue color is, so we have a lot of blues, navy blues, and rose colors in our house. And it was go darker, not lighter, and definitely not stay the same. So it was between this blue and like a sage green, which I also love. But I figured let's go dark. Let's go dark, because worst case, I can put another cover on these and cover up this paint if it's tragic, or I can throw these chairs in the trash, which I don't want to do because If anybody has this set, if you recognize this, you know this set. Okay, so of course my phone rang, so I'm not sure where we left off talking, but we decided, well, not we, I, because my husband doesn't really know about this project, so hopefully he loves it. But these chairs are trash, so I think anything is an improvement. I am by no means artsy, but I saw so many people doing this, and I'm like, I can freaking do this. I can do this, and we're going to give it a good old try. So like I said, this is the chair, and you see these grommets, or whatever you call them, chair tacks, whatever, are already getting all messed up, but I'm pretty certain I can just go in there with a rag and some sort of solvent, or whatever you call it, acetone, something, and get that off. But this is a trust the process kind of thing. Hopefully you guys can see. Trust the process. Everybody said it's going to look tragic. It's going to look tragic at the beginning, but definitely stick with it. Okay, so also I saw people saying that you should paint in multiple directions because you don't want it to look streaky. You don't want it to look streaky. I did tape the legs. I only did one wrap of the painter's tape because I figured I wouldn't be making like a wild mess. And I figured one wrap of the painter's tape would be adequate. So hopefully that's the case. Because I definitely don't want to get acetone anything on the chair legs. Okay, so from just looking at the back, what do you guys think? What do you think? I think it's pretty okay. So let's talk about these chairs first. So a thing about these chairs is this is polyester, okay? And it's textured. So there were people that were saying that don't do textured or highly textured fabrics because of how the paint absorbs. But this is textured. It's like a, what is the name of this kind of textile? It's, it reminds me of a soft burlap, but you know how burlap is like a thicker kind of weft? This is more tight. But it still is reminiscent of burlap. Surely people who know fabrics will know what this is called, but I don't know. But anywho, it's polyester. So let's turn it. Let's keep going. Okay, so now we're gonna spray. Okay, so another thing that people were doing, you see, I lost the grommet here. This is why I don't want to take the grommets out, because this grommet got lost long ago. So I don't know. I'll figure this out. Maybe I'll slap a nail in there or something. There were people who did like stain remover on their chairs. I'm not doing that. No. I wiped these chairs down with a rag. And I made sure there was no crumbs or whatever on it. But other than that, I'm not stain removing these chairs. I'm going to wet them down per everybody's recommendations. And we're going to keep it pushing. And hope for the best. But I ain't mad at it, y'all. I am not mad. I am not mad. Let me tell you, I went to Lowe's, okay? Let me get up in here because I gotta fold that and get that right back in there. Anywho, I gone to Lowe's now. I went to Lowe's and to get this paint. So you know, I'm in there looking lost and confused in Lowe's, trying to I'm in there looking lost and confused, trying to figure out what kind of paint to buy because I am actively on TikTok whilst in the aisle trying to make sure I get everything that I need, right? And the gentleman working in the paint department comes over to me and he says, "Do you need help?" I said, "Yes." "Do I look like I'm lost?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Okay." So I told him what I was doing, and the face that he made was like, "You're going to do what?" I said, "I'm going to paint my dining room chairs, the fabric." And I said, once it's painted, it's going to look leather-like. I think this is going to dry darker, and I hope it does, because this is a little bright. Anywho, we're going to go with it, because I'm not buying any more paint. Well, I may have to get more paint, because I have a lot of chairs, but I'm not buying any more paint to correct. So we're going to go with this. But y'all, the face that the man made when I told him I'm about to paint my chairs, he's like, "So you're just going to slap paint on your fabric?" I said, "No, you have to put fabric softener in there with the paint, because it will keep the fabric pliable, right? It will make it so it's not stiff." He took that, mind you, he's like, "All right, I'm just going to get you the cheapest Valspar paint." And he's like, "Because we're not paying $50 for a project." He's like, "Because you don't even know if this is going to work. So we're not going to spend $50 a gallon on paint. We're going to get this $22 gallon of paint, and we'll do that." So he's like, "Do you know what color you want?" I said, "Yes." I gave him the swatch. Well, I gave him the little card. He went and told his coworker, who was also working in paint, "There's this lady over here that wants me to mix this paint for her, and she's going to put air freshener in there with it." This is like a game of telephone. You know the game of telephone, you tell somebody something and they tell the next person, and by the time it gets back to you or gets to the end person, it's like a completely different story. Listen. So he goes and he tells the man, "Yeah, she's gonna mind you, I know this because I walked up to the counter whilst he was telling this story, but his back was to me, so he didn't see me standing there." So he's telling me, like, "Yeah, she's gonna mix furniture, she's gonna mix paint and air freshener." And the man's like, "Paint and air freshener? No, that's never gonna work." And I said, "It is paint and fabric softener. It's really a thing. I didn't make it up." I said, "It's gonna work." He's like, "Well, I definitely want you to take pictures. I want you to take pictures and send it to me." And my light keeps going off. "And send it to me, and I want to see it. I want to see what's." I said, I promise you, I will come back. Good, bad, or indifferent, you will see me again, and I will tell you how it went." So, if you see this video, I can't remember your name, but I am definitely going to come back and tell you how it went. Even if it comes out trash, I'm still going to come back and say, "You know what? I messed up and I should have done this." But I don't think we're going to have that outcome. Given by what it looks like right at this moment, I don't think we're going to have that problem. I think it's going to be perfectly fine. So I'm just trying to make sure I get all the way into the cracks so we don't have any color poking through any of the old color. And like I said, the people online said you need to do probably 2 to 3 coats. 2 to 3 coats of the color to make sure it's fully saturated, because presumably when you do the first paint, it's going to soak into the material, and then when you do the second coat, you're painting on top of that paint, so you're just kind of making the color more rich, a deeper color. But also, some people were sanding between coats, and they were using like a 200 grit or more, 100 to I think 200 grit sandpaper to kind of rough the fabric to better absorb the second coat. Now, I thought that I had that grit of sandpaper, but I don't. I have an 80 grit. And it's the higher the grit, the finer the sandpaper is. And if I use the 80 grit that I have, it's just going to tear up the fabric. So I actually have to go back to Lowe's. I need to go back to Lowe's because I need a can of clear spray paint because I broke the nozzle on the one that I have. Brand new. I just opened it. Maybe they'll exchange it. Maybe they'll exchange it for me because I literally never sprayed it. I just took the cap off and I took the cap to the bottle off and the sprayer broke off. And it's unrepairable. Y'all, I ain't mad at this. I ain't mad. I am not. We're gonna go with it. I'm gonna call my husband. Once I get one good coat done, I'm gonna call my husband and I'm gonna show it to him. And hopefully he's down for it and I can enlist his services for the other 9 chairs. But I figure if I'm doing this myself, I probably can get this done in the matter of a week. Ooh. Probably in the matter of a week I can get it all done. Did I paint the back of it? Well. But I'm such a all-in kind of person that I'm ready to paint the other chairs now, but I'm gonna refrain and I'm going to let this one chair get done. When this one chair gets done, like I said, when this one chair gets done and it looks fabulous, then we're gonna paint the rest of the chairs like an assembly. And we will just sit on the couch and eat dinner until this part gets done. Which, like I said, I think will be done in the matter of like a week. So, it's shaping up to be kind of okay. One of the YouTubers said that if it starts looking kind of dry, the fabric, you know, as you go, it's okay to spritz some more. So I want to make sure that I thoroughly paint the first coat so the second coat isn't like having to do a lot of coverage. And I didn't get a special paintbrush. Like, this is the cheapest Lowe's paintbrush they had. Some people went to Dollar Tree and got paintbrushes, but I don't have time for that because if I get a paintbrush and it breaks on me, I'm gonna be annoyed because I don't have another one. So I think I spent like $6 on a paintbrush. But I tell y'all, I ain't mad at it. I am not. These little grommets, I hope the paint comes off of them. And I hope it's not too cumbersome to try to get the paint off of them. Worst case, it can just stay blue, but I kind of think I like them gold. Okay. I believe we got it all painted. I'm just going around and touching up little areas. This is that area that I'm missing a garment. Okay, so once this is, I'm done painting it, I'm just gonna put it in the driveway in the front of the house and let it dry. It's gonna be it's not gonna rain today, so. Could I have done this on the back patio? Probably. It probably would have made more sense, but y'all, I like it. I like it. I think they look damn good. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Thank you to TikTok. Thank you to TikTok for... Is this gonna be a one coat wonder? We're gonna see. Anybody who knows me knows. Two things I am. Frugal when it comes to me. My kids, they got all the things, you know, but me, mom, nothing. But anyway, two things they know about me. I'm frugal and I will DIY anything before I'll pay for it, right? I will try to figure out how to do it. Okay. Okay, y'all. So this is where we are with the first coat. Get the chair out the way. There we go. Here we are. I think I like this view better. Here we are with the first coat. I'm not mad at it. I actually kind of love it. I actually love it. We're gonna fix that. We're gonna do something. But you see how it's a little streaky back here? I think the second coat will get that right. I did that back first, so it's kind of drying. Y'all, winner, winner. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, so I just wanted to come back and do a video of the chair in the sunlight so we can see. This is first coat. So first coat, you can definitely see the imperfections. You can see the streaking, but for a first coat, first try, I am not too upset with the progress. So let's get another angle. You can see where I carried it at, but first coat. With anything, we're going to need more than one coat. But like I said, this is the broken chair that we don't sit in. So this is the one we're trying the project on. Don't mind my messy garage. But here we go. First coat in the sun to dry. I'll do a second coat. I don't know when I'm going to do it. Maybe tonight.